Welcome to Mainland, your local regional television station. I'm Graham O'Brien and some of the stories coming up in today's news. Warning over Kia, accident causes congestion, animal cruelty case named as one of the country's worst, and more. The SPCA's annual list of shame highlights the reality of animal cruelty in New Zealand and clearly demonstrates why the SPCA is such an important charity. Nelson is on this shame list, ringing in at number 22 of the severest cruelty cases listed. In this particular incident, an 8-month-old cat was found drowned in a sack in Nelson. The owner of the microchipped cat had searched high and low looking for him for 2 months. The person or persons responsible have not yet been found. Chrissy Small spoke to Nelson SPCA manager Donna Welzel about this case and got an update on the Nelson SPCA adoption status.
Donna, look, the figures have just come out, or the worst cases for the New Zealand SPCA are now out in a report. We've got one on that report at number 22. Tell us about some of these sad cases that you have to deal with here.
So there's quite a few that come through, and they're not widely publicised. We do tend to keep them in-house a little bit. That one particular was a cat that was found in a sack. The sack was had food in it, and the cat was thrown into water down at Stoke. We didn't do forensics on the cat, so we don't know that the cat was alive when it was thrown in there, but we presume it probably was because there was actually food in the bag with the cat. Just absolutely devastating. Like, why somebody would do that to somebody's beloved pet is just absolutely horrific. Unfortunately, we never found we found the owner for that cat, but we never found a person responsible, so nobody's really been held accountable for that. So it's really sad. Yeah.
Okay, so look, was there a spate of cats disappearing around that area at the time?
Not that I'm aware of. We do get a lot of missing cats, though. We get a lot of reports daily, really, of cats going missing around the area, and some of them just never seem to turn back up. So you don't know what's going on out there.
Do you think that there was a bit of a bounty put on cats there a while ago from one of our prominent New Zealanders that may have spurred people into action?
I think there certainly is a movement towards people keeping their cats inside, and maybe some neighbours that are people that are really passionate about birds and things, and neighbours' gardens. There is a bit of a movement there, and we are in New Zealand a country of pet lovers. We absolutely love our cats and we like to own them. So there's always going to be a little bit of conflict there. I think it's just about managing that, really.
Right, Donna. Now look, We've got Guy Fawkes coming up. Okay, this is an ideal opportunity to talk about that. What can people do to keep their pets safe?
So it's really important, especially around Guy Fawkes, to obviously keep them inside. If you can, play some music, shut all the curtains and things like that. Leave the TV going so it disguises the noise as well as the flashing. Just things like that. Be around for your pets. If they do want to hide, leave them there. Don't try and pull them out. It's really important that they've got a safe place where they can go to. So, yeah, but just be there for them, really.
Right. And what about people with fireworks? Is there a bit of advice for them at this time?
Definitely. Let your neighbours know that you're going to be setting them off is really important. And if you can, just keep it to Guy Fawkes night. That's great, because then people know that it's going to happen on that night and they can prepare for it. I think accidents happen and pets get scared when people don't have a chance to prepare.
Now, Donna, I've just had a look around. You've got no dogs in the cages out here. You've got one cat that I can see, and he's a smoocher.
Absolutely.
But tell me, how is it going for rehoming animals at the moment?
Yeah, we're doing really well at the moment. It's just coming up to the season where we will start to get a bit busier, but we've been really fortunate actually that we haven't had many animals here of late, so it's been absolutely lovely. It's given us a chance to have a bit of a catch up and a bit of a clean up, and it's been lovely. So we're all prepared now for the busy season that's ahead of us.
Okay, now when we talk about busy season, we're talking about lots of little babies, furry little cute clawy babies.
Absolutely, kitten season is coming up, so yeah, we will have kittens available probably in the next couple of months. All our cats are desexed, they're all vaccinated, they're all microchipped, so we do try and make sure that they've got the best possible start to life.
Okay, now this little chap over here, he's quite a big chap actually. Has he been here long?
No, he hasn't been here long. He was actually caught here on site actually. We set a trap up at our barn one night. I saw a cat running around and we caught him, so he was caught here. So he must have belonged to somebody possibly, but he wasn't desexed, so we've desexed him and now we've put him up for adoptions. Yeah, he's quite smoochy. Doesn't like being in that cage though.
No. So anybody who lives locally that may have lost their cat, they really need to come to the SPCA and claim him.
Definitely, give us a call. Yeah.
Okay, Donna, well look, I know it's a busy season coming up. How are you going for donations?
Yeah, well, it's our appeal week this week too, so we've got collection stalls around Stoke, Richmond and Nelson, so yeah, look out for our collections, and any donations are greatly received.
Okay. All right, Donna, well, thank you very much, and best of luck. Let's hope it's not a productive season for pussycats.
Absolutely not. Well, we've just had the desexing caravan, so we're really hoping we're on top of it this year.
Great, thank you very much.
Thanks.
New Zealand's native parrot, the kea, are a sociable bird with curious tendencies. These birds seem to have little fear of humans, and now DOC have put out a call for people to not feed them. Kea are being spotted around the Kahurangi National Park's popular Flora Hut and car park. DOC Motueka Operations Manager Chris Golding said people shouldn't feed kea and they shouldn't try to interact with them to prevent their inquisitive and social birds becoming a nuisance. Feeding them along with too much people contact encourages kea to hang around areas where there is human activity and to investigate human objects. This can lead to kea damaging vehicles and other property. He said people can help look after endangered kea and help keep them out of mischief by leaving these alpine parrots alone. Signs are currently being put up in Flora Car Park asking people not to feed the kea. FSL Foods is a local business and owners Mike and Glenys Glover have given a generous gift to the non-profit organisation Birds of New Zealand. I spoke with Mike about this gift and why he has become involved with Birds of New Zealand. Mike, thanks for taking a few minutes to talk to us. Could you please tell us a bit more about the very generous gift that you and your wife Glenys have made?
Yes, of course. My wife and I decided about 4 or 5 months ago that we needed to make a contribution back into the community that had supported us. And we looked around for things that we wanted to do. We decided that there'd be 2 things that we were going to look at. One was the environment and the other one was education. So we asked our staff what kind of things that they would see that we could contribute to. And out of that process came the idea of Birds New Zealand. Mutual friendship between our finance director and Ingrid at Birds New Zealand meant that we then followed it up, talked to them, started to understand a bit about what they did. They were a voluntary organisation and they do some very, very interesting work with birds. They are a very academic body. And that was something that appealed to us. The fact that they didn't get a lot of money also appealed to us because we felt that any money that we gave to them would be valued and that they would work hard to make it work for them. And so we negotiated an arrangement where we will contribute $100,000 over 3 years. Which is about 30-odd thousand a year. We've put very few constraints on it. We don't ask to be involved in the projects. What we say is we trust you to spend the money. They will put some of it towards their publications, which is probably their biggest cost, but 2/3 of it will go towards specific projects.
Gosh, yeah, there's the Nelson who. It's not what you know, it's who you know coming through for us, isn't it?
It's a wee bit like that. Yeah, so it's a very, very small community, Nelson, and we were very, very pleased that we could find something that the staff bought into and that also we could see would fit with exactly with our objectives in this process.
Yeah, it's a great example of why we should support local companies. You know, they're putting back into our community, and obviously you must be doing quite well to be able to make this generous gift.
Yeah, I mean, we've been around for 12 years, and over the course of that period, we've grown substantially. We now are a national company. Our Fruscio brand of frozen fruits is available in supermarkets, mainly the foodstuffs chain of supermarkets. And basically 1 in every 3 bags of frozen fruit that's sold through foodstuffs is our brand. And we only started that process 5 or 6 years ago of putting our brand in. It's been a journey, but what it has allowed us to do is to create a profitable company which employs local people here in Nelson, even though that we have employees outside Nelson, but the bulk of it, our head office, is in Nelson.
Mike, thanks very much for your time, and thanks very much for the efforts you're doing for the community.
Thank you very much.
A multi-car accident on Whakatū Drive at the approach to the roundabout near the meatworks forced traffic flow down to 1 lane soon after midday on Tuesday. Police and ambulance were soon on the scene, and we understand a number of people were badly injured. Vehicles involved were badly damaged, and it appears 1 car had run into the back of another, shunting it forward, creating a domino effect into other vehicles. The vehicles involved were all travelling south in the right-hand lane for exit to the deviation. Traffic became banked up on Whakatū Drive for some time, with many taking the Songa Street exit to avoid the congestion. The King of the Forest competition is on this weekend at the Pigeon Valley Steam Museum, with logging teams battling it out for the bragging rights of being the best in the top of the south. I spoke with Alan Palmer from the Historical Museum about this weekend's activities. Alan, thanks very much for talking to us today. I hear you've got a big day out at the Pigeon Valley Steam Museum. Can you tell us a little bit about what's going on, please?
Yes, it's our 2015 logging weekend. It's the 5th consecutive one, 7th and 8th of November. Action gets started about 9:30 through to 4 p.m. The Saturday is mainly the King of the Forest logger sports. Now that involves team races interspersed with a few demonstrations of the old gear.
Oh yeah.
Like the sawmill and log hauling with the steam-driven overhead skyline.
Wow.
But the racing is very, very competitive. Teams from the various logging crews from around the top of the south and competing against each other and the clock.
So they're all going to be competing for the bragging rights of being the best of the top of the south, is that right?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. One year, not only logging crews enter, I'm not sure whether we've got the fire brigade this year, but we definitely got Fulton Hogan, and they won years ago. Now that upset the logging boys.
Yeah, I bet.
Anyway, it's very, very competitive. They undertake current day logging skills, limbing trees, wire rope splicing, axe work, chainsaws, that sort of thing.
Wow.
The Sunday is more for the public. We say steam logging, how it used to be done in days gone by.
Yep.
So there'll be several times the skyline will operate. The steam winch will be topping a few trees down the back of the park, and I think Rex Kelly, who's our resident logging expert, he's a 4th generation logger.
Wow.
From Kelly Logging, and they're talking about felling a couple of trees with the axe and crosscut saw. We'll be hauling with a little Caterpillar tractor probably, dragging along with the overhead skyline, loading with a steam winch onto a trailer behind our traction engine, and then transferring logs onto what we call the bush Loki.
Wow.
These machines were purpose-built for working on the tram lines within the bush, taking the logs to the mill.
Wow. So you're really going to be showing us how it used to be done by the settlers.
Yes. And if people want to have a go on the end of a crosscut saw, a few things like that, we've got some targets for axe throwing.
Wow.
Oh, there's lots of old things, lots of fun.
Oh, that sounds great, Alan. And so there's lots for the kids to do?
Yes, we'll have normal, in between the action on the railway, we'll have our rail jigger running for rides, and if we can nail the traction engine down for a while from his other activities, it'll be operating with a trailer to giving rides.
Oh, nice. Oh,
and I think we've got a treasure hunt.
Yep. King of the Forest is on this Saturday and Sunday from 9:30 to 4 at the Pigeon Valley Steam Museum. After the break, we'll bring you the latest weather update and some events and happenings coming up from around the region.
Nelson Tire Center. Great prices, great service. Buy your own Bryford trailer. All types, all sizes. See Colin Douglas for your tires and batteries.
Why would you want to pay as much as $1,000 for a single bed mattress when you can buy a high quality locally made mattress like this for as little as $220? And a queen size mattress could cost you in excess of $3,000, but at Nelson Beds you could have a mattress like this as low as $425. So why would you go out and spend a fortune on your child's bedroom when you can come to Nelson Beds and buy a complete single mattress and base set, a 7-drawer Scotch chest, a headboard and a 3-drawer bedside cabinet for as little as $979? So call and discuss our custom manufacturing options and local after sales service at Nelson Beds, Nelson's only bedding manufacturer.
Are you looking for a scooter, walker, wheelchair, baby seats or pushchairs? Then come in and see the Nelson Region Specialist at Mobility for You, 269 Queen Street, Richmond, opposite the library. We have a huge selection of scooters, walkers, wheelchairs and accessories, along with a free booklet guide. We also provide a breakdown service if you ever get a puncture or a flat battery. We have fully equipped service vans to rescue you. Hi, I'm Robin Jordan and I invite you to call in and see the friendly team at Mobility for You, 269 Queen Street, Richmond, opposite the library.
We're the team at J-Car, right here in Nelson, 120 Hardy Street. Our shop is full of electronic items,
including security alarm systems, electronic components,
solar and power,
electronics toys,
sound systems, cables and much, much more. J-Car.
120 Hardy Street, Nelson.
Welcome to Smugglers Pub and Cafe, open 7 days a week with free parking all day. Our lunch menus have that old-fashioned flavour where we treat you like treasure with the food you'll savour.
We cater for children, grannies and granddads too, with special rates and privileges given to the elderly lunchtime crew. Our staff are friendly and kind and want to see you all come back time after time.
Daytime or evening, it doesn't matter. Give us a call on 546-4084 and we'll be happy to spoil ya.
Edward Gibbon, the bathroom specialist, have a great range of bathroom ideas at their showroom at 23 McGlashan Ave in Richmond. Call in and check out some of the latest bathroom designs and fittings. Edward Gibbon, the bathroom plumbing and drainage supply specialist, 23 McGlashan Ave, Richmond.
Waka Tea Tasman is on Friday the 13th from 3 till 7 p.m. and Saturday for the 14th all day at Kaiteritiri Beach. Experience the excitement of Waka Ama, New Zealand's fastest growing water sport. Come along and support local teams as they compete against paddlers from around New Zealand. The event is hosted by Motueka Waka Ama Club. Nelson Truck Show is on this Saturday the 14th of November, a display of trucks of all sizes including swing lifters, cranes, B-trains, classic trucks including emergency vehicles. There's entertainment for the kids available. On behalf of the team here at Mainland Television News, thank you for joining us and we'll bring you the latest news and events from around the region again tomorrow.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.
Nelson Tire Centre. Great prices, great service. Buy your own Bryford trailer. All types, all sizes. See Colin Douglas for your tires and batteries.
World War I was a defining period in our history, impacting greatly on the lives of people from the Nelson province. Memories of the First World War is an exhibition which will be displayed in a number of regional venues and is currently on at the Nelson Provincial Museum.
Hi everyone, I'm Malcolm Harris from the Facilitators. We now look after sales for Mainland TV, radio, Sky and online. New Zealand On Air's latest Colmar-Brunton survey confirms Mainland's large multimedia audience. If you're in business or want to put a message out to everyone in the Nelson Tasman region, plus nationwide on Sky or worldwide online, please give me a call or see our website at www.mainlandtv.nz.
Welcome me hearties to Smuggler's Pub and Cafe, famous for hearty meals, craft ales and a friendly service way. Sensational seasonal menus with meals all day and evening too, or sail in for a snack with special menus for young smugglers and you. Settle in for a jolly old time, relax and enjoy our award-winning dining and lovely fine wine. Decked out in an old worldly way, we're open 7 days. Book or come on in to 8 Muritai Street, not far from a beach, walk or swim. Phone 546408.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Here at Yes Shop, we love the word yes.
Yes.
We say yes to kitchenware. We say yes to beauty. We say yes to homewares. We say yes to fashion. We say yes to electronics.
Yes to Philips. Yes to Dell. Yes to Apple.
Happy Cool, Glad, Goldia, Huron and thousands of other products in our store.
Yes!
So yes to TV shopping that's all about fun, made right here in New Zealand with Kiwi presenters like me.
Yes! Say yes to the ultimate service.
With dedicated presenters taking the product out of the box and showing you how it works.
And what it can do for you. Say yes to our international buying power. That lets us bring you the best bundles at the best bargains.
All from the comfort of your own home.
24 hours a day.
So what are you waiting for?
There's nothing quite like it.
Come with me.
Say yes to Yes Shop.
Yes!
Movies, books, and TV shows paint fairly gruesome pictures of a zombie plague, but they're usually vague about precisely how the epidemic begins. Today, I want to discuss a potential backstory that's less ridiculous than it sounds. Could a zombie apocalypse start with a routine trip to space? In some stories, zombies are slow. In others, they're fast. But most fictional zombie universes share two basic features. You're gonna need a weapon, and the zombie phenomenon starts unexpectedly and spreads quickly, which is why it wreaks so much havoc. Now, the underlying zombification mechanism varies from story to story, but often it's envisioned as an infectious disease, hence the abrupt onset and rapid spread. The disease vision of zombie apocalypse has so much in common with real-world epidemics that the CDC actually developed a zombie outbreak preparedness plan, and the Pentagon had a zombie outbreak training exercise. In fact, non-joking textbooks and academic papers have been written with detailed mathematical and computer models of how a zombie epidemic would spread. By the way, for maximum survival, you want to go to Montana or Wyoming. See the link in the description. Unlike other government agencies, NASA still hasn't gotten on the zombie train. But maybe they should. Because one scenario that's more plausible than you might think is that a zombie apocalypse could start in space. It may not be obvious, but spaceflight introduces some unique wrinkles into how infectious diseases might originate and spread. Let's start with bacteria. In 2006, researchers sent some salmonella on the space shuttle, brought it back down to Earth, and then infected mice with it. 90% of them died, compared to just 60% from regular salmonella. The lethal dose of salmonella also dropped to just 1/3 its usual level. More infectious bacteria flown on subsequent shuttle missions showed similar changes. What's weird is that the salmonella didn't mutate. Instead, many of its genes just became overexpressed, including ones that make it more virulent. Bottom line, a few days of spaceflight can make certain bacteria significantly deadlier. Now I know, a lot of fiction says zombieism is viral and not bacterial. First of all, lots of plagues throughout history have been bacterial, but okay, viruses. Consider The Walking Dead. In that world, every living person has somehow already contracted the zombie virus, which lies dormant until you die, at which point... Where the virus came from and how everyone got infected, though, have yet to be explained. So consider this. Preliminary evidence suggests that the 3D structure of viral proteins, which dictates in part how viruses enter cells, may be altered in microgravity. Moreover, blood samples taken from astronauts during various stages of spaceflight show reactivation of dormant viruses that they already carry, like chickenpox or the Epstein-Barr virus, which causes mono. All of which suggests that viruses also are more virulent in orbit. Now, this could be happening due to changes in the viruses themselves, or because spaceflight generally weakens the human immune system, or both. NASA's not really sure yet. All I'm saying is, given what we do know, it sounds like Patient Zero on The Walking Dead could have been an astronaut carrying a distorted virus. Now, zombies aside, NASA and other space agencies research infectious disease extensively. But that research is tricky because you need to put people in space for long periods to collect data, and that takes years. NASA also has thorough quarantine and sterilization procedures to minimize germs hitchhiking into orbit, but you can never really get stray microbes down to zero. Take the Curiosity rover, for instance. To avoid contamination of the Martian surface, NASA went to great lengths to sterilize the rover before launch. Clean rooms, people in bunny suits, the works. But Curiosity was still estimated to harbor a few 100,000 microbes when it took off. Considering you have trillions of foreign bacteria on or in you right now, a few 100,000 is tiny, but it's not zero. Plus, the future of space travel won't just be government space agencies. If you fast forward a few decades, you're going to have an era of space tourism or space hotels, where ordinary people are taking vacations to low Earth orbit. Once most space passengers aren't professional astronauts anymore, you're going to have a pretty big petri dish up there with lots of opportunities for a hypothetical zombie patient zero. Because the bottom line is that infectious disease takes on a whole new dimension in space, and dealing with that fact is one of the biggest challenges in establishing a larger human presence in Earth orbit and beyond. So to recap, spaceflight can strengthen and change the operation of pathogens. It weakens the body's immune response, and 100% sterilization is impossible even in the cleanest of NASA clean rooms. Sound like a plausible plot device for how a fictional, previously unknown disease gets a foothold? Since our understanding of the nuances of disease in space is still in its infancy, it's not like anyone's in a position to say it's impossible. I mean, other than the reanimation part, but why split hairs? So, what do you guys think? Will the zombie apocalypse start in space? Should Fear of the Walking Dead feature spaceflight in its upcoming origin story for the Walking Dead zombie virus? Let us know in the comments, along with any cool scenarios you might have in mind for a good space-based zombie apocalypse backstory. I'll report the best ones on the next episode of Space Time.
This is a beautiful 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom home. It's a large internal access double garage. It fits 2 cars nicely with a little workshop bench at the end of it. In this room we have 2 large lazy boys, a 3-seater and a 2-seater leather lounge suite, 50-inch Samsung TV and a heat pump. Features are a cathedral ceiling and of course that beautiful view.
For relatively little cost, you too can sell your house. Do it yourself. You're the best person to promote and sell your own house. Your personal endorsement is the best selling proposition. Put yourself on screen and sell it. You know the attractions of your house. You know it better than anybody else. So, get up there and tell us all about it. Sell it.
Upstairs we have 3 bedrooms. One of these has a full ensuite. That's the master bedroom with large bifold doors. Now out these bifold doors you get to a wraparound deck area that faces northwest, and this is lovely in the morning for sitting and having your coffee.
Hawk Films is now producing for you an advertising package and a broadcasting service at a price far lower than you would expect. We will produce your advertising video and feature it across TV, radio and electronic media. Your message will be up to 3 minutes long and it'll be broadcast 5 times a day on radio and TV. 5 times a day. And it will be listed online all day, every day, for exposure to your potential buyers. You can also use the ad and the photos to promote your house on radio, TV, Trade Me and other real estate sites. We can also offer drone aerial shots for a totally different viewpoint from the one you would normally see. Selling your house is up to you and your solicitor. We're here to merely add value to your advertising strategy. Give me a call and let's get your property on the market. Or better still, email or text me and I'll call you back.
Edward Gibbon, the bathroom specialist, have a great range of bathroom ideas at their showroom at 23 McGlashan Ave in Richmond. Call in and check out some of the latest bathroom designs and fittings. Edward Gibbon, the bathroom plumbing and drainage supply specialist, 23 McGlashan Ave, Richmond.
Hi, I'm John Crouch. I'm Crafer Crouch Construction. We're general contractors here. We specialise in drainage, earthworks, concrete, gravel supplies. We have our own mobile crushers. So for all your contract requirements, call us on 5783 475 Blenheim or in 5736 119 Picton.